Unless you know where the problem is, you can't come up with a solution. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly where the problems are so I can help you come up with the solutions in the next upcoming videos. I'm going to tell you how much 25,000, 50,000, 75,000 and 100,000 pounds after tax and deduction is to you take home at the end of the month. And so let's start with 25,000. 25,000 after tax and deductions is 1,752 pound. That sounds okay if you're in your 20s. But once you start looking at getting your own place, once you start looking at growing your family, once you start looking at taking on more responsibilities, 1,752 pound isn't a lot of money. Well, what is 50 and 75 and 100,000? And I will tell you that. And just so you're aware, the average cost for a family of 4 is 2,268 pounds with 2 children. So if you want to be just above average, you need to be making more than 25,000. Well, let's look at 50,000. Is that enough? And understand one thing. When you're making 25,000, you're going to take the jump to 50,000. It doesn't happen in 1 year. It doesn't happen in 2 years. In fact, sometimes and most of the time, it takes 4, 5, 6 years to get from 25 to 50,000 pounds. And 50,000 pounds a year take home after tax and deductions is 2,998 pound to you take home, assuming now you do have a student loan and you went to university. And by the way, that doesn't sound that bad, but when I show you the numbers which are coming, you will be a little bit baffled. And if you're not, I don't know, like I would be. You have to understand that from 25,000 to 50,000, it's taken a lot of hard graft. And now when you're on 2,998 pound, you are the average for a household. For 4 people, you can look after your children and look after yourself. And by the way, that doesn't mean anything extra. If you want to take your kids to holiday, if you want to have family time, enjoy yourself, etc., you will need more money. And if you want 3 children instead of 2, then that's going to cost you more than 900 pound extra a month. Because to take a child from 0 to 18, the average cost in the UK is more than 200,000 pound, which, you know, they've done the maths and they're looking at more than 900 pound a month extra if you want another child. Now, you might be thinking that sounds crazy and you might be thinking, well, these are just numbers. No, but this is reality. And if you today want to go from 50 to 75,000, let me reiterate that if it's taken you 5, 6, 7 years, it's going to take you 5, 6, 7 years again from 50,000 to 75,000 pounds a year. But how much is that? How much is that take home after tax and deduction to you in your pocket? It's 4,000 pounds take home at the end of the month. Now, that's good. You will be fine. You'll be living day to day. You'll get by. And let me reiterate, the little things always go wrong in life. Your tires mess up. You want to go on holiday. The boiler messes up. Something in your house always goes wrong. And so if you as an individual want to be the sole bread earner and you don't want your wife working now, of course, it means that there's more pressure on you. And before I tell you how much 100,000 pounds a year is take home after tax and deductions, let me reiterate, the only real way you can make 15, 20, 25,000 pounds a month and be in a situation where you maybe don't have to work and you work for 5, 6 months and after that you don't need to, well, it's by you starting your own business. You have to do something for yourself. That is the only real way you can have that luxury as such. You're not going to become a millionaire working a job. It's extremely close to impossible. It is close to impossible because when I say that, I don't mean you build £1 million worth of wealth by the time you're 50, 60 years old. I mean, you're a millionaire. You're making, 500,000-600,000 pounds a year sort of thing. That's extremely difficult. So with the new year coming, 2024, I would emphasize so massively, you have to start something for yourself. With inflation going up, with the cost of living going up, with so many issues in the world, you have to take control of your own life. And the only real way you can do that is not relying on someone else working a job. You have to start your own side hustles in the evenings and the weekends. You have to slowly transition into doing something for yourself. But let me cut to the chase. 100,000 pounds a year after tax and deductions to you take home at the end of the month is £5,042. Now, again, that might sound like a lot, but when you've got 2 children and maybe 3 and you're living anywhere near London and your rent is extortionate and you don't want to fall into haram as Muslims don't want to, that is a lot of money. You have to do something for yourself. If you want to take control of your life, you have to do something for yourself. I've given you the numbers. 2024 is coming. It's time to wake up. A video upcoming very soon is going to be completely on changing mindsets and how you need to fix your mindsets for 2024. So make sure you keep an eye on that. It's going to be a long video, but I know it's going to help you guys. That's all from me.